Mali has closed schools and universities nationwide due to a severe fuel shortage. A fuel blockade began in early September when militants from the Jinim group began attacking fuel tankers coming in from neighboring Senegal and Cote d'Ivoire. In response, the army began escorting trucks convoys on the roads connecting the capital Bamako to the borders. However, the shortages have thrown Bamako into crisis, with lines forming at gas stations and residents scrambling to get fuel. Mali's education minister says the school closures would last for 2 weeks.
Classes will be suspended throughout the national territory from Monday 27 October 2025 to Sunday 9 November 2025. Classes will resume on 10 November 2025. This decision is due to disruptions in the supply of fuel, which has affected the movement of school staff. To ensure educational continuity and the completion of study programs, arrangements are being made to adjust the school and university calendars.
Let's bring in our correspondent Mamadou Tapile joining us live from Bamako. Mamadou, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us. How much can you tell us about the fuel blockade that has led to school closures?
Yes, I mean, this is 3 weeks from now that the Jinim groups, the militant Jinim groups, Jamaat al-Nusrat al-Muslim, has been blockaded these fuel supplies in the country, in Bamako. And this has started through the same strategy of the government, who instated this fuel restrictions in the countryside of the country, so that the Jinims, the militants group, cannot be supplied themselves in order to get facilities, easy movement in the areas. Since this has started affecting the terrorist groups, they also replicate the same strategy against the government by blockading, by instituting a blockade against the fuel trucks that import the fuel from different country regions of like Senegal, mainly Senegal and Ivory Coast. And since that has happened, there becomes a big fuel restriction problems in the country, missing lack of fuel in the capital city of Bamako, but we can say mainly in the whole country. But it can be it's affected seriously the capital city today, and that's finally leads to the Minister of the Education to states pushing back the school for a 1 week period in order the government will find a solution to restore the fuel problems in the country.
Well, Mamadou, picking up on what you've just said and the problem you've just stated, the military initially started escorting fuel trucks to try and ease the situation of fuel shortages. What is the situation right now?
Yes, I mean, at the beginning, they not only the beginning, even today, they are escorting the fuel trucks from the different countries, Senegal, Ivory Coast, up to the capital and to serve the whole country. But the problem is that mainly of these these fuel trucks are facing IDs on the roads, and sometimes the militants use the rock fire to bomb the trucks, and it's inflammable trucks, so it's very easy to to put an ambush against them. But still, the army is continuing by escorting, and they are arriving to success still to supply the country with the fuel.
Well, you spoke earlier of Jinim, the militant group. How much of a threat is this militant group Jinim in Mali, and how widespread is their presence there?
Of course, today Mali is facing a big threat from this group, Jinim, which is the Jamaat al-Muslim, al-Nusrat al-Muslim. They are the main terrorist group which are really targeting, maltreating Malian populations, not even the government, but the Malian population. And they are also spread all over around the country, because they started from the north of Mali, coming down to the center. And this strategy of fuel restrictions have been started in the center. While there it had made an effect, the government have reproduced it in all over the country. And then the jihadist groups have moved from the center, and they went to the west of the country at the border with Mauritania, and then now to the south of the country where the fuel has been supplied to the city. So today we can say that they are spread all over around throughout the country. But the government is still doing their best to provision, to supply the capital city, and by prioritizing some petrol stations where those emergency, workers can be prioritized, for the supplies and fuel, like insurance, like ambulances and government service vehicles, and also like earths and all of these. So today they have different points, and also public transport, where they have also points that they are prioritizing some petrol station where they can be fueled, where they can get the fuel. So this is the strategy are trying to be really adopted by the Malian people, and step by step, I think the Malian are trying to, surpass also this situation.